All right, we live.
Hi, everyone.
Our Monday call, 1 hour earlier for me. It's really great.
What? That is so amazing.
Yeah,
That's so good.
yeah, it's very good. Okay, Abby, today we're going to talk about self-confidence, right? What is self-confidence? I mean, I think all of us want to reach that point, right? Where we don't care what other people think and we're free to take a stand and we trust ourselves and we don't have doubts and we don't have this terrible conversation with ourselves about doing it right or wrong or what we should do and shouldn't do. And
Yes.
so
I know I would like to know more about that for sure.
So like always, I want to take another different take, right? So we're going to get at it from different angle.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
And hopefully it will all come together at the end, but we're going to look at it from different angle. So
Perfect.
if I'm not clear, you have to tell me and you ask questions and all that, okay?
I will.
Right,
And
so
everyone who's here, of course, as always, you can comment underneath if you have questions or comments to add.
All right, so the first step, right, is to remember who you really are. So I know I always say it, and I know I tell everybody you need to disentangle your ego because you live in a cage, in an illusion that we fabricate, but I cannot say anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot say anything else until you let go of all the trapping of the illusions you've put yourself inside of, and you remember who you really are. What self-confidence? You will attempt to have a fabricated character created to survive. Having self-confidence, that's not possible. Inside of your ego, self-confidence is not possible. I wish I could say something else. But just to make sure that people get it, is that as you go, there is 4 main time. 4. It's not like you have to have 20 years to disentangle your ego. There is
Right.
4 main events where you decide on a flow about you, and then you compensate and you build this character. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's the most simplified version ever. So if you do not see the cage you build yourself, it's like you bake a cake. No, you make a cake out of sand, and then you put icing on top, and then you pretend it's a cake. No, it will never be a cake. It's icing on sand, right?
Totally. Yeah.
So any tips and tools to try to be more assertive or more powerful, or to shut up the little voice in your head, or to pretend you don't care what other people are saying, if you're trapped inside of your automatic ego, you're wasting your time, your energy. And if you don't want to disentangle your ego, just choose to be miserable without any self-confidence, because you're still doing well inside of the automatic ego. It's
Right.
not like, I'm talking to people that are the top 4% of the world population.
Right.
Right? It's not like you in the streets with no home and no food.
Yep.
But for what is called self-confidence cannot be inside of the ego. Okay, so that's the first. Yeah.
That makes total sense, because even if it doesn't really matter what type of excuse me, what type of character you have, even if you have a, quite
Well, share about your being a helper.
Oh yeah. Well, in terms of self-confidence, or
well, what you decided, so that people can get the track, right? So you're known as a helper, like you're the best friend to have, right? Everybody wants to be with Abby because she helps.
Totally. And it was such a big awareness for me because, you know, helpful is something people from the outside would probably generally like, unless it's getting annoying.
Yeah.
It's generally something that people like about me, and they would say, oh, that's so great. You know, you can always call Abby. She's so great. She'll help you out. However,
So yeah,
go ahead.
that will give you self-confidence, right? Why? I help so many people. I should have confidence in my bad.
But
It hides.
My decision of that age, which was feeling unworthy. So I'm only helping on top of unworthy. So I'll help so no one ever knows I'm unworthy, but inside I'm believing it. So it's this constant, it's the rat race inside, right? We always talk about that capitalistic rat race, whatever. That's internal too. We're constantly covering this flaw we believe about ourselves. So yes, could I have inauthentic self-confidence from the place of helpfulness? Maybe, but it will never
Satisfy you.
Yeah, it's never satisfying.
You
It's
feel like a fake. You feel like a fake.
totally,
Right?
totally. Yes.
And what people do is that they help some more to try to fix the feeling of not being whole.
Yep.
Right?
Totally.
That is the whole system that needs to go.
Yeah, totally. That's a great example.
All right. Thank you, Abby. So that the other direction to look at self-confidence, right? So now you remember who you really are, and you have created what I call a conscious ego, right? Because you need an ego to operate in the material world, but there is an enormous difference between the automatic ego and the conscious ego. So you've created your own character, you know you created it, you don't put the flow in, you just create yourself as a great human being, exceptional human being, you give up whatever needs to give up ongoingly, right? And the next thing to examine is your relationship to your family and your communities. But mostly family in my experience, because your friends, maybe co-workers will go closer to the family. Friends, you choose them. So it's friendship is very different, right? It's a grace. Friendship is a grace. You get to. Okay, so family, maybe co-workers, maybe your romantic relationship. They are in people that are trapped. When you are trapped, I'm sorry, I didn't switch off my phone, which keeps making noise. In people that are trapped in their ego, there is a lot of opinion, judgment, evaluation. There is making it, there is dominating, there is being against something, right? Do you remember Abby Gandhi, my hero, who said, I never march against something, I only march for something. Right? So people will have opinions, judgment, evaluations, right? So part of self-confidence is to be, how do you say, to not take those judgment, opinions, evaluation on you, right? So it's not enough to talk about it that way. You want to understand the mechanism. As a human being, because our survival mechanism is designed to really disempower us, right? If somebody has a judgment, an opinion, and evaluation about you, you will react. You will either attack, you will withdraw, or you'll freeze, or you'll run away, right? But you will take it personally. That's a survival mechanism.
Yeah.
And anytime you feel uncomfortable around someone, like you do not like who you are being with that person, you feel constricted, you experience that maybe there is something wrong with you. Maybe you're doing something you're not seeing. How come your relationship is that way, right? But there is an ill at ease. Okay,
Mhm.
in those kind of situations, first you check with yourself, right? That you don't not running a destructive mechanism and that you don't have an opinion or judgments or evaluations. But then you need to bring awareness to the energy that is directed towards you.
Mhm.
And often you take it on while it's not yours. You take on the emotion of the other person, but it's not yours. It's theirs. So let's give an example for example, resentment. I had people in my life that resented the fact that I had the freedom and the grace to have an extraordinary life and to accomplish a lot and to inherit money from my husband. So for years, I didn't have to worry about my finance. I could travel the world and do the work I wanted. And now, of course, I don't have children. My child died, my husband died, but people don't see that, right?
Yeah.
I say, right, I have the life I have because, I mean, there is also a cost to it, right? I wouldn't be that free if I had a family, but it becomes oblivious. Okay.
Yeah.
So they resented, let's call it my freedom to strive for the extraordinary. And with those people, I experienced a constriction. I keep saying, what am I doing wrong? How come I can't have a great relationship with them? I mean, I have a great relationship with all the people except them.
Right.
Right? Until I realized that they resented my freedom, but I took it. The resentment I turned into self-blame.
Yeah.
And the day I was able to say, no, that's your emotion. I'm so sorry you can't rejoice for my blessings, but that's your journey. That's your emotion. And I'm not taking it on me.
Wow. Yeah.
Then I was free. Right? So there is a work to be done to see what emotion, what feelings, what opinions, what energy you have let yourself identify with while it's not yours.
That's huge.
Yeah. And it's a very simple process to say, no, so sorry, I'm not taking that on.
Yeah.
With no blame, because truly the experience when you realize it is one of, oh, you can breathe. Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. I just took on the emotion of somebody else. Right?
Totally.
So,
aligned.
and actually the compassion that you get for the other person that is stuck in that emotion increases tenfold.
Yes. Yeah, because we all know what it's like to be stuck in stuff, and it helps to separate and just see that, oh, yeah, they're just stuck in their thing.
Yeah. And it's like in gossips, when people gossip in family a lot, right? But at work or with friends, people gossip about somebody else. Gossip is really terrible, terrible, because it creates a person that is not there in a disparaging manner. And that person is not there to say anything else. And the next time you meet that person, you have taken on all the gossip.
Yes.
Right? So it's exactly the same in the situation. You cannot have self-confidence if you let the meanness, the gossip, of the issues of somebody else, and you take them on.
Right. Yeah, I know. I so am getting what you're saying, and I think it's in a lot of ways, it speaks to like what true boundaries are. Like, I think people talk about boundaries with a lot of misinformation. And I think like the truth of really setting clear, with integrity, personal boundaries is really knowing like, where do I end and where does someone else begin? And you can still have compassion, you can still listen to people, you can still love people,
Yeah.
and just have a gap between this is my space and that's your space.
But it doesn't even have anything to do with the other person.
Right.
It's only you. You just say, no, I'm not taking that on.
Yeah.
I'm just not taking that on. You can totally turn yourself into a witness saying, no, no, that's yours, that's not mine.
Yes. And you know, I learned a lot about this in my marriage because my wife and I had a lot of trouble communicating for a long time. And we realized that part of the reason we had trouble communicating is that when one of us would say something, the other would take it on as ours. Oh, now I have to blame myself. Oh, it's too much. It's too heavy.
Yeah, very
And
good.
we kind of learned like, oh, if I can hear you and hear what you're saying and that's your experience, and listen, and that's great. Thank you for sharing your experience, but I don't have to take that into me. I can still care about you.
That's
But I
right.
don't
If
have to
somebody is angry, upset, sad, in fact, if you take it on, you'll stuck them with, they will be stuck even more
Yes,
because
exactly.
you have added to their,
Totally.
right? To their
Yes.
stories.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. All right. So that's the other angle for self-confidence. Okay?
I love that.
And then there is a third one, Abby. So this one is a little bit more difficult to talk about, and everybody get ready, we're getting spiritual. Okay. Okay. So this word surrendering, right? Surrendering to the divine. So I'm assuming that everybody listening to us accept that who they really are is a soul and they have a human. Okay. So you can call the soul the spirit, Atman, you can call it whatever you want. That's who you really are, and you have a human. Okay. So how can I say it? I was thinking about enlightenment, right? And the divine, which is I'm really inquiring into surrendering, but it's not to the divine, it's surrendering to me as a divine, right? So there is an image of a drop of water falling into the sea and becoming the sea. The drop of water still is there, but there is no more differentiation because the drop of water has become the sea. Okay? So we come from the divine. The divine created us, whichever way you want to say it, right? It breathes out and the souls are created, and then the human, don't ask me why, I do not understand, I do not try to understand, I don't know where we're coming from, I don't know where we're going, and I'm okay with it. But we all made of the divine. All of us. Right? Which is why it's absurd to be against someone because you're against yourself. I mean, that's how absurd it is. Right? So when you experience being divine, then the yearning for self-confidence disappears. It's not even something you will put any attention on because you are the whole.
Wow.
What self-confidence? Do you need self-confidence to look at your hand? Well, I need self-confidence to look at my foot? No. So when you dive in the sea and you become the sea. There is no more issue. None. And that is the grace that we're looking for, that we call self-confidence. We can only attain it when you are the sea. You are floating somewhere. You are gone.
I'm just going away. It's really, I mean, if the experience I'm having, and maybe others, I'm curious if others on the call are having anything similar. It's like, if you just let yourself for just a moment experience it, that you are, anything that's coming towards you is a part of you. It's very
you. It's not even a part of you. It's not even a part of you, because a part of you, it's a part and you.
Yeah, so true.
No, it's you. See, even our language creates separatedness.
Really profound.
Yeah.
If we live totally, Sophie, from that space, like if we were able to be conscious of that space all the time.
I don't think you need any conscience for that, because you are it. You see, when the drop of water becomes the sea, everything disappears. There is nothing left. And that is what is called the spiritual road. And you get tested on this road constantly, because I think that's what the School of Earth is for. You get tested. And if you look at all the disciplines since the beginning of the ages, right, from the hero quest of Homer and the Iliad and Odyssey, and to Jesus Christ, Mohammed, not Mohammed, Mahomet, Buddha, Gandhi, they all get tested.
Mm-hmm.
And what gets tested is, are you going to dive in the sea, you as a little drop? Or are you just saying you want to? Are you actually going to just go?
Boy, I have goosebumps when you said that.
It's like being on the diving board. Shall I dive or not? And that's the testing, saying, yes, 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 everybody says we want to be enlightened, how marvelous, yes, 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 but are you going to jump in?
Wow.
The sea is there, and there is all those little drops above holding,
Yeah.
should I or shouldn't I?
Wow.
Yeah. So the utmost road to self-confidence is to have this yearning disappear, because you have the home.
Wow, that's really beautiful.
All right. I'd love to hear what people see for themselves, but
if I have. I don't have any comments. Oh, my dad is here. Hi, Dad.
Oh, how great.
Oh, that's the sweetest.
Oh, that is so great.
That is really sweet.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't see any other comments right now.
But Abby, is that true that if people do likes on Facebook, we get more viewing and more?
It is, yeah. Everybody, if we, one way that you can support us and support Sophie is by interacting. So that means leaving comments, doing likes, interacting with the videos and posts really helps us grow. And so that's one way that you can support us in all that we're doing.
Great. Oh, I'm so excited your dad is here.
I
And
know.
And then the other thing, Abby, that I want to announce, it's a pre-announcement. Am I allowed to do it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, everybody, we're so excited. We have created a really beautiful manual on disentangling the ego, and we're going to make it available before publication as a PDF to our students. We don't quite know how to do that, but we're going to find a way. So watch out for it. And it's called, what is it called, Abby? I forgot what we called it.
It's called A Step-by-Step Guide to Awakening.
That's right, a step-by-step guide to awakening. And we're counting on you to just send it to everybody, okay? Because we want to contribute to the world.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, everybody, we love you, love you, love you, love you. Thank you for listening to our course. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your heart. Abby and I know I speak for Abby, absolutely adore this conversation. And Abby, did I tell you lately how much I love you?
Oh, so I tell you lately how much I love you back.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. We love all of you. Thank you for being here.
Bye.